Hello everybody, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4 Unification Wars, the Warhammer 40k themed mod. Playing as the Imperium, we have a bit of early aggression going on right now. Pallas did not decide to join in to my Imperium. Could have chosen a better, more diplomatic tactic, but you know what? It let me move on to a war economy, which some might say is actually preferable than simply peacefully annexing these guys, as long as we can succeed in our annexation. I am going to have my troops move, at least a few more troops move in to fill in some of these front lines, since I'm not really worried about attacking Kamarupa quite yet. We can wait for a little bit. What I would like to do is encircle a few of these guys in the mountains and make it a little bit easier for me to go charging through. Make sure you stay put and just kind of hold on to some of these victory points. We should be able to focus our fire right here. Hounds of the Wastes have been conquered by the whelps of the waste. A new generation has taken over, is probably what that means. So wait, are you actually pushing? Looks like these guys are already retreating. I need to make sure we leave behind at least one of you like so, and that should be a small little encirclement, which I can actually just tell you guys to hold if you don't mind. There we go. And let's go ahead and start cleaning some of these guys up so I can move forward with my troops. This should be relatively easy. We're trying to push through this away. We can free up a few of our extra power armor, I guess, for lack of a better word. We might be able to do another encirclement in the mountains, but this at least makes it a little bit easier for me to punch through. We'll just go ahead and use these guys to clean up. I don't actually care about going through this mountain right now, especially if it turns out that I can actually just push through right here like so, maybe encircle some of these guys. Have these guys get pinned down, make it a little bit easier, yeah? Excavation tech. Oh, goody. Some extra resources for moi. What else might I want, do you think? Let's see. It is 791. I don't think I care about things like synthetic oil. This is a little bit ahead of time, but not an absolute ton. That said, I haven't even taken a look really at the air. So we have fighters, transport planes, and close air support. Bombers are apparently going to be a thing, but for now we would just be getting some raw stats for our planes, including speed and range and so on. All of which is honestly pretty good, and these research pretty quickly. I mean, that's not too bad, really. I don't really have any artillery I care about. I'm already working on the light tanks. I don't need to worry about any of this yet. Military police, maybe, but also probably not, yeah? I don't really see a whole lot that I feel like I really need. I'm going to go ahead and work on some range upgrades for my aircraft. I don't have very many aircraft right now, but we do have some. The biggest issue they're running into is that they have, well, pretty much no range to speak of. So having a little bit more range to work with might actually make some planes usable. I don't know how much 5% is really going to do for me, but maybe. Maybe it'll do something. I don't know. Let's make sure we continue working on some of this over here. I'm just going to have you guys all work over here. There we go. These guys should be easy for me to clean up. So what else do we want to do with our political power? We could move on to a new conscription law for more manpower, but right now I have plenty thanks to all of the cores that we got for free. Air warfare, kind of nice, probably not necessary. I think we're going to go for a war industrialist. Yeah, I don't need anything else right now, but we'll get the war industrialist because pretty soon I do think we need to start swapping over to some extra military factories. These guys are going to get small encirclements, just little things, little things. I really have no idea how many troops these guys have, though. I do think I want to take some more of the armor and try to push up this way and see if we can get another small encirclement through here. And once we've broken through the mountains, it should be really easy for me to get down to their main victory points down over here. Heck, we could probably even ignore some of these guys and just make the run right now if we really wanted to. You think we could? Hang on, what if we just did this? Oh, that looks pretty easy. Yeah, let's see if we can actually just get straight down to his capital, and maybe we can encircle some of these guys if we go really fast. But also, let's just see if we can knock him out. I mean, there's no advantage to me holding out on this war. I've already got the war economy. I got what I wanted. More than this is ultimately kind of irrelevant. Taking losses and losing equipment is actually a big deal. We don't have anywhere near enough power armor as it is right now. You know what I mean? Alright, so you're already sitting here. That's good. We're already going to be pushing through all of this. They don't have much in the way of morale. We should be able to shatter through this pretty easily. We have half of you actually go around this way and try to cut these guys off before they go very far. We can actually attack you to pin you down. And And that should make it a little bit easier for me to maneuver around. They're trying to attack me, but we're counterattacking, so they're running out of organization very rapidly. Okay, actually attacking into the city, it turns out, is proving to be a bit tough. So, yeah, let's take half of you then and try to make a quick push for a small encirclement. I want to surround the capital then so I can attack it from multiple directions, since it does look like it's going to be a little bit of a hard sell for me. And actually, you guys can attack over here instead. I think that's going to be a better lane for us, so we can try to encircle a few extra units like this. I will have my basic infantry simply pin these guys down for the moment. Don't anticipate winning those fights. It doesn't matter. That's not why I'm here. We're just here to slaughter. Looks like we actually were too successful and actually managed to push some of these guys back. Not quite what I had in mind, but all right. Wait, where are you going? Why are you going through there? No, don't do that. Can you instead push... I want to surround the city. I don't want to accidentally push a ton of units that can entrench over here. That's just going to make my life a little bit harder, won't it? Well, we'll see. Oop. Got apparently slightly encircled over here. Not what I meant to do. We should stop attacking over here. And put a lot of force into fighting over here so we can try to save these units before we take too many losses due to a lack of organization and morale. Looks like we are having a hard time actually saving them, though. It's going to be getting a little close. We might lose one. I'd really rather not lose one, but it could happen. Okay, no, we are actually able to save them. Good, so you can attack from this direction. Where'd you even come from? Why do I have... Okay, hang on. These guys joined up their borders, and they weren't supposed to, which is actually spreading out some of my troops a little bit more than I intended. We're having a harder time actually filling in some of these front lines. In fact, if anything, we're actually quite behind schedule as far as getting through these front lines. Okay, we need to actually punch through this. Can you guys stop attacking for a second? Thank you. Come down over here and help. Make sure we don't actually stay encircled. Okay. Yeah, our front line's just too light right now. That's all there is to it. How are we looking as far as capitulation? I mean, they shouldn't be anywhere near there yet. That's the wrong war. Yeah, 36% of the way towards capitulation. I've only taken like 1 or 2 victory points. Not a big deal. Alright. Let's go ahead and clear those guys out then. Still want to take this back if we can. Could pull back Orange, but Orange doesn't really have a lot to offer. My big issue is he's actually pinning me down fairly effectively right now just by kind of throwing himself against my power armor. I don't expect him to actually get very far with that, but he's trying. Let's try to push a little bit closer to the capital, see if we can find a way to break in. If we can just take it outright, like, that solves the problem. I think the war will end. Yeah, so this is a fairly uneventful first few minutes of this video, I admit, but nonetheless. I will say I'm pretty impressed with this mod so far. I do think that it's proven to be pretty cool. Let's see if we can attack from multiple directions, and maybe that makes a big difference right now. Maybe you guys can actually push through here. Maybe you guys can assist. And then we can kind of push in this way. And then see if we can attack it from yet another angle. Possibly. Yeah, they're fairly well entrenched, and I'm doing effectively no damage right now. I think our only real option is going to be to surround the city entirely. Which is fine, only a little annoying, not a big deal, just a little irritating. Come on, tell me you guys can clear this guy out. They've got, like, no supply. And by no supply, they have supply, just not an absolute ton of supply. Where are my planes, by the way? So, they say they can sort of, kind of, maybe slightly reach into this area, but not very well. Which is one of the reasons that increasing their range and stuff could be kind of nice, which we're about to do. And only 40 days is pretty fast for a technology like that. That ain't so bad. Okay, so we did manage to get this around we were looking for. Let's go ahead and start clearing this out because I need more troops to the front line before I continue with my push. As far as our national focus, we are working on just getting some factories for now. What else do I want to do? Speed is nice, but probably not important to me at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit ahead of time and work on the computing machine just for the extra research speed. Since I don't have anything else that I consider to be a higher priority yet, not right now, then I think it might be worth that. Alright, you guys stop attacking here, please. So... maybe... first off, you guys need to clear this guy out. Don't let him go anywhere. And you guys need to push up over here, and these guys should then get overrun. That sends me a few more troops to work with. They have more troops than I thought they would. I don't think I expected them to actually have any meaningful numbers of forces. Well, nonetheless. Yeah, actually, we do have some enemy air superiority over here, which is helping a little bit. Yeah, there's some air support. We're getting a little bit. We're getting a little bit in there. I might do a little jump cut here just because at this point the war is just kind of, you know, a push more than anything else. If I can at least get all of my teal units to hold the front line, I'll happily use light pink to push. Radio tech is done, so we have faster reinforcements, which is going to be useful to me. Beyond that, we could start working on radar, I suppose. But maybe I'm going to go for another level of the excavation tech instead, just so we have plenty of raw materials to work with. Okay, so we have our military factories done. Great. We could get some more war goals, which is nice, but I haven't finished up what I'm already working on. So maybe we go for even more civilian factories. 6 more is pretty nice. Architect, no. Rebuild infrastructure. Add maximum infrastructure in a few places. That's kind of fun. Radar technology a little bit faster? Yeah. I think instead we go for a few more civilian factories. We've almost got 2 full lines of production there, which is kind of nice. As far as my logistics, what we're really just lacking is a lot of power armor. Lots of power armor. We are also starting to run low on infantry equipment, which I cannot allow. So let's just go ahead and make sure we have a couple extra factories dedicated there, and then start getting whatever power armor we can get, even though I know it's not the good stuff. Okay, we've almost managed to completely surround the capital city. Take a couple of victory points along the way. Having some supply issues, which is part of the reason my troops aren't kind of rushing to the front as aggressively as I otherwise might have preferred. If you guys would stop wasting your power armor over there, that'd be fan-flippin-tastic. And then everyone, and I mean pretty much everyone, needs to be converging hard on the capital right now in order to try and knock these guys out. Can you please actually attack when I tell you to next time? I don't know why sometimes the game does that. Like, you can queue up an order and it just sort of gives up. It's like, you know what? I don't think you actually wanted me to do that. I decided I know better than you. It's like, what the heck? No, you don't know better than me. Shush. Let's get up over here into the front line here to make sure they don't actually group back up. The biggest reason we can win this fight, even though they have significantly better stats right now, is because they can't actually reinforce. So as long as we keep attacking, we'll eventually wear down that organization. It's costly, but it is one very effective way for us to be ending the war, which is kind of more important to me at this point. I just want to end this war rather than continue suffering through this quagmire. So let's just send a few extra troops in here. As soon as like 1 or 2 of these guys fall, like this guy, it should be easier and easier for me to focus my fire. And I suspect these guys will give up from there, since they're already most of the way towards capitulation. 67% of the way? Yeah, they can't hold out that much longer. Now we're focusing fire. Now we're starting to push through them. Here we go. Would have been nice if I had gotten an air base on the front line, actually. That would have made my life a little bit easier, but alrighty. Strange discovery. All of our men have returned from the expedition, however what they bring are tales of strange, vast war machines deep within the ruins of the Hive. They say this Titan towers over any of our own creations, and possesses such weaponry that it can rival the power of a whole nation. This Titan, however, is extremely old, and is likely that the majority of the parts would need heavy repair or complete replacement. This will be a large project, requiring the lives of many men, but it will cost nothing in comparison to the full power of this monstrosity unleashed upon our enemies. Did I just find a freaking super weapon? I might have, actually. I don't know. Alright, so we finish these guys off. I get a bit more power armor. That helps. Let's take all states. Doink. That's for me. Thank you. So, building the Titan. 500 political power and 30,000 manpower. Wow, okay. What's this whole unity thing? So, for 90 days, it may make our political power go negative. Minimum 30, maximum 500. It doesn't really say what it costs, but I'm going to try clicking it. Ave Imperator, 80 political power. Oh, yeah, if I can just turn all these things into cores after 90 days for 80 political power, probably worth it. Probably definitely worth it, actually. All right, fantastic. Let's go ahead and rearrange some of our troops. We're going to have you guys mostly just holding the front line along here. And then I think I'll have my power armor, mostly to just kind of cut directly through all these victory points, with also just a few of you guys hanging out to basically do the same. You're going to work your way down along over here. Okay. So we'll try for some frontline orders like this for our next potential conquest. This is not what I meant to do. Offensive line, there we go, just for a planning bonus in case we need it. I'm sure we don't. There we go. Almost done with the skill of light tanks. Not that I'm producing any yet, but you know. We apparently have a lot less civilian factories all of a sudden. What happened to those? Still on war economy. Did my consumer goods requirements go up? Hive Cities plus 15%? What does Hive Cities do, and how do I get rid of them? I don't want a Hive City. If it's gonna cost me that money my factories, I definitely don't want Hive City. Maybe it'll get better once I, like, actually have unified these people or something. Improve Hive Dwellers conditions? Maybe this is something. Hang on. Weekly stability. No. Plunder Hive for resources. Temporary. Mobilize the Hive. No. Cut utilities under the Hive. For 70 days. It seems like this is going to be a recurring problem. If so, like, that sucks. I don't want that. That completely demolishes the point of having a really good economy with war economy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Take it back. I don't want it. All right. What else should we work on? Great question. Still a fair bit ahead of time on some industrial tech, so I'm not going to worry about that. Could go for some radar. Think I would love to get some upgrades to fighters, but we're actually mostly on time with all of this already. Let's start working on, let's just say, some artillery. I'm not using artillery yet, but we probably will be at some point in the future. How are we doing as far as our logistics? The custodian power armor is what we're out of. We captured a lot of power armor from our enemies. The only thing I don't have is custodian. But that's a load of infantry equipment too. Holy crap, we got so much stuff out of these guys. Fantastic. So maybe we do want to start producing some light tanks. And also just some artillery. I can pull back at least a little bit on our pattern bolter over here. So we'll start producing some artillery. Gonna be a while before I can really make much use out of that. And unfortunately, nobody is willing to trade with me because it seems like everybody in this world has closed economies. Which I suppose could make a little bit of sense. You know, we are kind of in a slightly post-apocalyptic world. I mean, humans nuked the crud out of each other. The oceans are gone. Yeah, no one trusts each other. It's all warlords and stuff, right? Right. Let's go ahead and attack. I don't really see any reason not to. I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys do your thing. I'll let you guys do your thing as well. We should be able to punch through this. Now, Paulus obviously had power armor. These guys are probably just some tribals, in which case it sure looks like I'm just stomping right through them without any issues at all. Which I like. Hey, this is the kind of war that I like. You know, the one where you just click the button, you walk away, and it's like, my lord, we have conquered everything. It's like, oh, good. And before breakfast, too. That's my favorite way to do a war. Yeah, we should be able to punch through all this. No issues at all. So we will want to start working on some more annexation war goals pretty soon. Right now, we're repairing a whole lot of infrastructure. Things will get a lot easier once I can turn these guys into cores. I mean, occupied territories and stuff will become a non-issue, and I'll just have access to a lot of stuff, right? Generally speaking, I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to work. But yeah, I can see why maybe it would have been nice not to have to bleed over Paulus. We did kind of lose a bit more out of that war I would have liked. It would have been better to go for this war, get war economy that way, and then just, like, diplomatically taking over Paulus. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. We want to go ahead and do something along over here. I actually don't think I need you guys over here, so we'll just move you all like this and go whenever you feel like it. There we go. So I'm shocked you guys aren't dead yet. There they go. Alright, so we get a bit more territory. Yoink. Thank you. The Imperium grows again. Who will be my next focus? Great question. We can have Gahadavala, Kahamana, or Gujara. Gadavala, Kahamana, and Ooh, where's this? Gujara's over here, so we can't get to Gujara easily. We must do Gahadavala. This is the one we will do. 7 days? That's it? That's all you're gonna give me? Alright. No, that's probably fine. This is a weird city, or a weird state. We should be able to cut through this and just separate their forces with ease. I can't really imagine having any issues with that, and then we'll just move you guys all over there. So yeah, these should be some very easy little wars for me. I imagine we would be able to do unity here too. Maybe. We haven't got a new unity option for the barbarians that we conquered. I do think building a Titan would be fun, but that only builds the torso. What would the Titan do? Is the Titan actually a unit? Or is it like, to represent the power of the Titan, you get like plus 30% attack or something, like a national spirit? I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I'm interested in finding out. Into Gahavala. Okay, we got that. We could work on some bonuses for infantry weapons and actually start getting some stuff here, including reinforcing rate and planning speed and so on. Let's actually focus a little bit on the military. I've been doing kind of everything but that so far up to this point. Logistically, yeah, doing pretty good all of a sudden. Doing pretty darn good, actually. We even conquered a couple of factories, which are letting us start producing some light tanks. What do you know? How are we doing as far as planning and stuff? You guys are pretty much already fully prepped. That didn't take too long, actually. All right, fine. Yoinkus! And go and go. All right, I think we'll be able to punch through this pretty quickly. Yep, looks like the power armor is once again gonna do the job. Dude, power armor is good. It doesn't matter what game you play, power armor is always good. Fallout? Yeah, power armor's best. Warhammer? Of course you want to have giant marine armor. Astartes Project or whatever else, you know? It's great. I will say I'm really enjoying just kind of getting a little snippet of the old lore in Warhammer 40k, or maybe 30k, really, in this case. It's pretty entertaining, I find. That's another hive. Maybe it would be better to just go ahead and make a brutal push into Gujara. Or something. But I don't think we need to put our teal on this group. I think we can go elsewhere. Alright, so we're going to be taking all states. Yep, that's just sort of what the Imperium does. The Imperium grows once again! Rawr! By the way, our leader is, like, ridiculously good. The Emperor plus 50% stability, 50% war support, and 40% reduction in justifying of war goals, if I so desire. Like, oh, you can't find a national focus with which to conquer something? Never fear, the Emperor says die and they shall die. It's that simple. Freaking love the Emperor. The Emperor is amazing. Definitely want to finish this up, though. That's quite a few nice cores. It'll give me a lot of manpower, a lot of factories, and blah, 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 blah. So, we can't do any more war goals this second. Question, well, what would it cost me if I want to go get these Himalayan highlands? This would take 105 days. Even with a 40% reduction, it's going to take that long? Question, if I'm done with all this, Palace of Gaia, get the annex goal against Maria, big scary nation, and then some political power. 500 political power, with which to start, you know, building a Titan? Maria, on the other hand, I do imagine is going to be a little bit scary. Is that supposed to be like an AI or something? I mean, my Fallout senses are tingling. Maybe. The Archimedes Empire is just getting beat on repeatedly. So many people attacking over here. Heck, soon I might be even one of them. Oh, they might be vulnerable. It might be easy. I'm going to go ahead and create an intelligence agency. I want to start getting some sense of how many troops Maria has. I know we can get to their capital pretty easily. If we can attack them, you know, in kind of a sneak attack fashion, but yeah, I just want to know. If I were to attack Big Scary Maria, how scary are they really? Be a pretty good amount of territory for me to take over, I would think. But then I didn't see many other annex war goals beyond that. Like, surely that's not really where it ends. I would imagine the National Focus Tree wants to take me on, like, a, you know... I think I'm going to take the Industrial. Wants to take me on a world conquest path, because that would just make sense. We're the Emperor of Man. We're supposed to unite all of mankind, right? I would think so. Alright, so we'll get some free army experience and stuff. We also can research some stuff a little bit better. Let's go for into Gujara. That'll only take 7 days, so we can go ahead and do that pretty darn quickly. I wouldn't mind getting some research and stuff for, you know, let's say infantry or maybe even artillery, depending. We're mostly just repairing stuff. I do feel like we need to be getting some additional factories, military factories specifically, so let's go ahead and start working on some of those. I am curious if there are resources I want to get. It looks like most of the territory I'm conquering is not coming with any territory. Sorry, resources. Who has resources? Kahamana has resources. Some that I need. Oil and other such things. Okay. These guys have some equivalent to steel. Maria has a fair bit to work with. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, there's into Gujarat, so I think we just go ahead and immediately declare the war. Doink, go! And you know what, for good measure, let's go ahead and get into Kahamana. Now, these guys should be able to punch through this very quickly. I don't think I got anything really to worry about over here. Light blue, I'm actually gonna hold you back for the moment. I don't know if I can catch you. There we go. So this line doesn't keep increasing until I can figure out what else I want to do with them. I'm debating the best way to actually attack these guys. A two-pronged attack going for the main capital and also grabbing some of their victory points over here, since this is a major city, could be good. Maybe. Some civilian factories are free. Really? Alright, let's go ahead and build some more. Free? Yeah, more civilian factories and stuff is still good. Alright, we're already filling a lot of this out. I think we go ahead and start getting... Wait, what planes are these? I don't want to be producing the wrong plane. Gun cutters are what I want for actual fighters. These are close air support, and these are transport planes. Okay. Let's start producing some gun cutters. Not going to do a lot, just some. Let's start producing some extra mortars. And then some extra tanks. And then maybe some motorized. Yeah, let's start focusing on getting some motorized after that. Though, of course, I'm not going to get, like, any meaningful resources. This is the problem with not being able to trade with anybody. I kind of have to just go aggressively and, like, go, 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 you know? Push, push, push. Yeah. Alright, so these guys are gone. Good. Just go ahead and take all states. Bye. Nice knowing you, pal. We're going to create a front line right along here. With the goal of basically charging up to this. And then I'm going to create a front line that's a bit narrower up over here. And assign, let's say, half of you here. And your goal is basically to work your way up to the capital. Like this. How are we doing as far as supply? Not great over here, but that's fine once I vacate a few troops. Don't think I'll be that worried. Gonna have orange. Push up this way. Maybe we can get some small encirclements if we try really aggressively. Not gonna worry about that. So what else do we want to do? Let's go for Regimental Command for the reinforce and the planning speed. All of which are obviously fairly helpful. I'm gonna tell you guys to tighten up your front line a bit. Since I don't think we need this many troops over here if I'm gonna have my power armor in one spot. That should be plenty strong. And I think this might actually be a good place for me to end this video while I redeploy a few troops and try to snag some more territory over here. I now have 3 million manpower. Well, ain't that just awesome? Let's go for, you know what, this can go negative. Let's go ahead and get you, 30 political power. I took the smallest state because I was kind of figuring that would end up being the cheapest, and lo and behold, sure enough, it was. Getting cores is good. You know, getting cores is always good. Let's take a look at occupied territories over here. Yeah, so you can see that Palas is no longer an issue. They are fully pacified, which means we're getting all the benefits. Hence why we got a lot more manpower and factories and stuff. So coring stuff is basically eliminating the need for military police, if that makes any sense. But yeah, let's go ahead and end this here. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.